Okay, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Kalayim Yahweh Shem Shai, to wonders to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, who do rule and teach well. Today, I would like to disprove, real quick, pretty goofy, or pretty cursed, break down the scriptures that these Christians, put out here. And I have this funny image, creation nonsense. Eve had a conversation with a snake. Real quick, Eve wasn't a so-called white woman. No one was so-called white in those days, which white is really red because they have no melanin and their blood shows through their skin. Everyone in those days were on the variation of brown. I guess you want to say the first time people, became white, so-called, right, or had red skin, which is the more real term. Or really had their pigmentation stripped from them, was with the market Cain, which that came later on. Alright, and then came back to Esau. Alright, so this photo's obviously completely wrong. And also the snake was not a literal snake, and I'm gonna break it down. We see a creation nonsense. Before I get that right, Eve had a conversation with a snake, right? Things like this people stumble at because the scriptures are written to be a stumbling block. I know it talks about that in Peter. Yahweh was made to be a rock of stumbling, for wicked jakes out there who just couldn't get it, couldn't understand that those prophecies, and couldn't accept that those prophecies were about Yahweh. And it was also about power too, because Jake back then made deals with the Roman Empire, and they didn't want Rome to come down and pretty much get on them. So they basically chose Rome over Yahweh. So let's Rome in their own power and wealth over Yahweh. So let's actually do the breakdown now. Okay, Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power Yahweh had made. Of course, we know he made it through Yahweh and the angels, right? And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath the Most High said, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden. Right? This is not going to be a full breakdown of everything that went down here. You can read that for yourself. And watch a breakdown on it. The elders and apostles have a breakdown from years ago, way before I was in the truth. And they pretty much broke it down from like Genesis 2 to 20. You should watch the whole thing. It's kind of Mando. To understand it. I won't say it's Mando, like you have to do it. I mean, you could watch, other brothers' videos, but I mean, when you have something that's, put together and is like breakdowns on, 18 chapters, I would recommend you just watch that one, So the serpent Esau, for he's given that name, better known as the so-called white man. Those are precepts, any beast, heathen nations, and those are the precepts right there. Right, and what I want to do is basically into that word beast. Okay, alright, kaya, alright, alive, living thing, alive, a green vegetation, flowing fresh of water, living, active, of man. Alright, so living, alive, lively, active, of man, pertaining to man. Alright, see, living thing, animal, life. Alright, people, life. Alright, active, once again, see, living thing, alive. it pertains to different things, man. To living things in general. Right? Sometimes it could be animals, but in this one, it means men. Alright, because men are a living thing, man, group of men, living things, people. Alright, and that's the serpent is. And we know the scriptures are basically written like that because it could have been written, instead of beast, could have been written as a living thing. Yeah, but the Lord has it put together that way to basically be a stumbling block, for the wicked, for people, who aren't the elect 2/3. People aren't made to get it. Look at Israelites, heathen, they go around believing, goofy shit. And, it's just the way it is, The Lord did that with Apostle Paul. Scriptures, talks about that, how basically that Apostle Paul, his epistles be hard to understand, which, wicked Jake wrestle with, So that's pretty much it. Shalom.